Hey there, and how is it going? I tell you what, today it may not be the most exciting live stream. Don't turn away just because of that. But we're going to be talking about some really important things that if you are a content creator on YouTube, you really should know about. And we're going to dive into some new updates, some new guidelines to the terms of service and what you should know about and kind of some thoughts on it and things like that too. So by the way, if we haven't met, my name is Kevin Kolbe, and my channel is all about helping you do more with video so you can share your gifts, make an impact in the world. I'm so glad you're here. Whether you're watching this live or on the replay, say hey, let me know where you're from. If you have any questions or comments, love to hear those too. Look, if you I know that the YouTube terms of service a lot are probably like all terms of service. When you get on there, you kind of scroll all the way through and you go click agree. In fact, I don't know if you're like that. Let me know if you've done that. I mean, just full disclosure, unfortunately, I've done that where I sign up for something and I'm just like, yeah, agree, just so I can either get the free product or get my trial run or start watching, the shows on Disney Plus or whatever it is. Now, I have noticed, and let me know if you've seen this too, that some agreements based on what you're agreeing to, that they now, I think they've at least figured out that you've got to scroll to the bottom and hit accept. So you have the illusion, unless you're reading them, that you've actually read them. So I hear a lot of times creators complain about things that YouTube is doing. And I mean, other social media. I mean, look, Facebook has their own terms of service. Instagram has their terms of service. LinkedIn has their terms of service. Twitter, Clubhouse, every platform you might create content for, whether it's for you or a client, there are terms of service. I would strongly recommend and encourage you that if you've never read the terms of service, at least for YouTube, and we're talking really today about YouTube and some new guidelines, then I would strongly recommend reading the terms of service. And to help you, there is a link in the description to this video of the terms of service and also the updated terms of service. Today, we're going to be talking about 3 things that will really impact every creator. Now, full disclosure, these terms are effective in the were effective in the United States going back to November of 2020. I don't know if you knew that. What's new is June 1st, which is just not too long from when this is being broadcast, it's going to be global. So if you are in the United States, the new guidelines, the revised guidelines, the revised terms of service, as they really call it, actually started last November. But now June 1st is going to be global for everyone. So I think that's just something to keep in mind. They are new. So depending on where you're watching this or where you're watching this from, that's just something that you should know about. So that is what we are chatting about today. Already got some folks jumping in and saying, hey, we got that Cardiff City fan. Hey, how's it going? Queen B, happy Friday to you too. And Ragged Wings. Yeah. Very nice. Appreciate that. So we are talking today about some YouTube guidelines that you need to know about. Let's do this thing. I'm so glad you are here today. Again, my name is Kevin Kolbe, and I'm all about helping you do more with video. If that sounds like something you like, or you just enjoy some of the stuff going down today, consider subscribing and hitting that like button. Heck, share it with somebody if you think they could use this. I want to call attention to 2 videos that I recently produced that I'm really proud of. I hope you check out. I don't have I don't know if there's links in the description, but one is on this really cool. In fact, you can't see it. It's over in the dark. But I created my own version of a one stand video setup. And I'd invite you to look at that. You don't have to build one exactly like it. I find it saves me a lot of space in this room. And then also I did something, I started saying a little different for my channel, but I think sometimes we creators apologize for things we create. And it was a video about my youngest son and his special needs and stuff like that. A little departure for the channel, but anyway. By the way, I want to give a shout out to the sponsor of this live stream, StreamYard, the absolute best way to live stream. They make it so easy, simple. If you're interested in live streaming, and by the way, you can record. So like when this live stream is over, there will automatically be a recording in the cloud that I can download. I have like 15 days, but StreamYard, a great way. There's a link down in the description. You can try it for free and just see what you think. But I appreciate them being a sponsor of this broadcast. And by the way, if you ever want to help support the work, buy me a coffee. Kevin Kolbe. Oh, and by the way, I want to mention one thing, and then we're going to dive into it. One of the tools I use a lot is TubeBuddy. And TubeBuddy is doing a Memorial Day sale. Now, I don't know when you might watch this on the replay. This sale will only go through like 11:59 p.m. midnight at the end of Memorial Day weekend. But you can get 25% already the discounted rates, especially on an annual plan. TubeBuddy is the thing that I use for my YouTube channel. It's helped me grow my channel. I do it for research, optimization, bulk replacement. There's some videos I've done to show you what TubeBuddy can do. But anyway, there is a link down in the description. Use I think it's Memorial Day in the checkout, and you can save 25%. And I got to tell you, that's a pretty sweet deal. So all right. So we are talking about some changes that have gone into effect for YouTube and will go into effect for YouTube globally. So the changes we're going to talk about actually started going into effect last November, and then they will go into effect for everybody in the World Wide Web come June 1st. And these are really important. So again, I really want to stress, if you are on YouTube, or you're going to be on YouTube, or you've been on YouTube, and you've never, ever taken the time to read the terms of service, I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to lie. It's not the easiest read. Don't read it when you're sleepy. I've heard you can doze off. But I would read through your terms of service, because I think there's things in there that, and I'm not trying to rag on anybody, but there are things in there that people that are like, well, YouTube doesn't have the right to do that. And it's like, well, yeah, they do. It's the terms of service. Look, here's the thing. Does everything YouTube do? I don't agree with everything they do, but at the same time, I love the platform. And when I sign up, this can apply to any platform, but when I sign up for YouTube, meaning I start a channel, I just started a new channel this week about our little boy. I have to agree to the terms of service, which means they can change things at any time. So that's just something to really think about. I got Vaughn Sanders Ministries checking in. Good morning to you. So if you've never, ever really taken the time to read through your terms of service, what I would recommend is when you finish watching this video, there is a link down in the description. Go there and read it. Read through it. And quite honestly, if you don't agree with it, then your options are really, you don't produce for YouTube. Now, again, there's some things in there. It's like, I'm not crazy about that, but I think it would be good to check. So there's 3 things that have been in place for the US, for creators like us in the US. And then there's other ones for creators like maybe you or whoever outside that'll go into effect, June 1st. And I want to dive into those right now. The first one is facial recognition restrictions. And this is actually pulled straight from them. I'm not paraphrasing. I'm not putting my spin on it. This is actually from YouTube. The terms of service, and by the way, evidently, I don't know this, But what I notice is that I guess these were written in London. I don't know, but you'll notice some spellings in there, which I think are kind of cool. But anyway, facial recognition restrictions. The terms of service already stated that you cannot collect any information that might identify a person without their permission. While this has always included facial recognition information, the new terms make that explicitly clear. Now, I will say this. I will give YouTube credit for this. I think one of the things that they've gotten knocked on quite a bit, probably fairly so, and has been, I think, rightfully so. Is that the word I'm looking for? Is not being as transparent as they could be. They did this recently with something that changed with shorts, and how there was a setting that just kind of appeared in your settings, something else you should be checking, and they just kind of threw it out there. So this one, though, as they say here, if you notice, it says it's always been that way. We want to make it explicitly clear. But I think the key here is you cannot collect any information that might identify a person without their permission. Now, I'm not a lawyer. I've never played one on TV, but I am a content creator. And for a long time, I worked as a creative director at a television station, and we would always have to go through the legalities of things, contests and everything like that before we did a promotion. Like, for example, the news department, I don't know why you always do that. The news department had the right to pretty much go out and videotape anybody, film anybody, if you want to call it that, for news, because it fell under news. Whereas we, in creative services, if we were doing a video for something, even if it was just I worked at a Fox station for a long time, we couldn't just go out and just videotape somebody at random without their permission. But if you notice the wording here, it actually says collect information that might identify a person. And a lot of what this is talking about is you not only just showing their face, but also collecting their information, like their username and any information without their permission. So my take on this would be this, that if you are creating videos for your YouTube channel and you happen to be out in public and you want to purposely, this is my take, and you want to purposely have somebody on your channel, not just a global shot, ask them. Just ask them if they're okay with that. And if they say no, I wouldn't do it. But also think about contests you might run. Think about other things you might do where you're identifying people, because this is something that can get you in a lot of trouble, not only legally, but it can also get your channel just killed, just dead. And you don't want that. All right. So another one that they've come out with is, and this, I would love to hear what you think about this. Now, and I hesitated on asking because I don't think this is the wrong way, but in reality, this is a rule anyway. It's been a rule in the States since last November. It's a rule for everybody effective June 1st. But at the same time, it would be interesting to hear what people think. But YouTube's right to monetize. We're being YouTube, we're gradually starting to serve ads on a limited set of brand safe videos on channels not in the YouTube Partner Program, there's that E, or not under a monetizing agreement. There won't be revenue share from these ads, but creators can still apply for the YouTube Partner Program once they reach the eligibility criteria, which remain unchanged. So I don't know if you're in the YouTube Partner Program. I hope you are. There is a video that I did on my channel, and I actually documented what it was like to join the partner program, to be monetized. And in case you're wondering, you have to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time, but it's kind of aggregate. So, you can have, like, I think I had more subscribers before I got to the hours. I think that was it. Or was the other way around? I don't remember. A friend of mine was way over the watch hours before he ever got to 1,000 subscribers. Now, if you're not there yet, keep creating and keep trying. And when you get there, YouTube will let you know. I think I got an email. I'm pretty sure I got an email. If not, when you log into your YouTube studio, your dashboard, boom, it was right there. And it was like, wow. And look, it's just cool to be in. It's just cool to be in. So to quote my friend Rob Balasabas, when I joined the partner program, he goes, turn those ads on. And that's what I've done. And I've made some money. I'm not getting rich, but it's paying for some stuff. But I've turned ads on. The only ad I haven't turned on are mid-rolls. I'm not a fan of mid-rolls. I just think they're too interruptive for the viewing experience. But if you notice right here, it says, so if you're not in the partner program, and YouTube deems your channel brand safe, meaning whatever content you're creating, they think, it's okay for us to put ads on. There's a global attraction and appeal there that they're going to gradually, doesn't mean everybody, serve ads on a limited number of channels that aren't in the program. So I've heard of some creators that aren't in the partner program now, and they've started seeing ads on their channels. And these are like skippable ads and things like that. And the reality is you can't do anything about it. You just can't. Because again, if you notice the key word, YouTube's right. So I think it's important to note that if your channel is not in the partner program and you're outside the US, that from June 1st on, you may start seeing ads on your channel. And unfortunately, this is the unfortunate part. If you do, you're not going to share in that revenue. So for example, like I am in the partner program, and let me know in the comments if your channel is monetized and if you're in the partner program. I would love to know. Don't put links. Just let me know, yes or no. I am in the partner program. And so I turn the ads on. I don't have a say on what the ads are, but every time there's an ad served up, I can go to my analytics and I can see how much revenue I've made. I can see it per video. I can see it for the channel. And you have to have a Google AdSense account set up. And I have a threshold that when it hits that threshold, they send me a check. And I got to tell you, when I got the first email saying, hey, make sure you check your account, we sent you a check, I'm like, woo! Now, wasn't a ton of money, but still. But unfortunately, if your channel hasn't qualified yet, they're going to put ads on it, maybe, if they think it's brand friendly, and you won't get a cut of that yet. So that's just something to think about. Vaughn Sanders Ministry saying, I started seeing ads on my videos. It would be cool to know what the ad revenue would be if I were in the partner program. That would encourage me to keep creating. That is a great question. It's all based on CPMs. So when you go into your analytics, they will show you what the CPM was, which is clicks per millions or clicks per thousands. And they'll kind of show you what the ads are that there's like they bid on ads and things like that. So it's not direct. So like, for example, YouTube sponsors this live stream and all my live streams. And that's a direct deal with them. This is more about ads, but it will show you in there what the CPM is and how much you're getting. Some you'll get more, some you'll get less. My recommendation would be keep creating so you can get there, because here's the thing. And this goes for Vaughn Sanders Ministries or anybody. If you're putting out content, somebody's finding value in it, right? And even if you're just doing it as a hobby, like I've had a friend that did it and now he's in the program. He's like, okay, cool. This is pretty cool. So that's what I would recommend. And again, they have the right to change that. So that great question. Now, yeah, I want to stress that here in just a second. So, all right, the next one is this: royalty payments and tax withholding. I just scratched my nose. If you are entitled to receive payments from YouTube through any other agreement between yourself and YouTube, for example, through the YouTube Partner Program, all such payments will be treated as royalties starting on June 1st or on 1 June 2021. That's June 1st. Google will withhold taxes from such payments as required by law. Now, guys, I'm in several Facebook groups, and I've seen a lot of folks just like, and even on Twitter, just like, what? They can't do that. They can't do that. Well, I mean, they actually can. And there's a caveat to this that I think is extremely important. Now, again, when you qualify for the partner program and you can get monetized, you have to have a Google AdSense account set up. It's very easy to do. And there's YouTube will walk you through that. In fact, again, there's links in the description to all the terms of service. And then these 3 specific changes we're talking about, I would encourage you to go read those. And they have links in there about how to get monetized and the steps you have to do. So you don't have to have your Google AdSense set up in advance. I had it. It was tied to my website. I think it's just easier to go ahead and do, but that's up to you. But the key here is, though, and again, this was already in place in the States, and it's in place for everybody June 1st, that they're going to treat any money you make between you and YouTube. Now, and again, I'm not a lawyer or an accountant, but if you're on YouTube and you're making money through a brand deal that doesn't involve YouTube, this isn't about this. This is about an agreement between you and YouTube. Now, here's what I wanted to mention. And this is kind of, I don't know, alarming. I don't want to be alarming about it, but let me just say this. So if your tax info isn't provided by May 31st, Google may, not will, may be required to deduct up to 24% of your total earnings worldwide. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. So what I would recommend is, again, read the terms of service. Really focus on the 3 things that we've been talking about, and they are facial recognition, YouTube's right to monetize. I mean, there's not a lot you have to do on that. I think this is just more of an awareness thing, and the taxes. This is a bigger thing. This is a bigger thing because if you qualify for this and you don't take action, what's going to happen is they can take a bigger cut, and ain't nobody got time for that. So I hope this helps you find out a little bit more about the guidelines that are going to go in effect June 1st for everybody worldwide web on YouTube. So know your rights, know what you need to do so you can be prepared, whether it's tax time or you're creating content or something like that. Because again, you don't want to be caught where you're getting hurt. So I really, really hope this helped you know a little bit more. It may, again, not been the sexiest video, but I think it's something really important that we need to talk about, that you need to know. And by the way, if you are interested in doing more with your live stream, I put together a checklist. There's a link down in the description. And this is like everything you should be thinking about before you go live. And the reason I know they're important is because I've personally violated most of those. Not really, but hey, listen, I so much appreciate you being here. And I just hope everything on this channel can help you do more with video. Keep creating. Life's too short not to create, right? And I will see you in the next video. I'm Kevin Kolbe.